I am so glad that this morning during our live trading session, we made our LPP team aware of how bearish the market is. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky and a super quick market update. This is QQQ, which is the NASDAQ 1-for-1 ETF. And look at this. It's clear as day. I mean, you can look at it on the 1 hour time frame. You can look at it on the 30-minute time frame. We are seeing a nice and consistent rejection off of this EMA line for the NASDAQ market. So this morning during the pre-market session, we gapped up, market open, we began to test that EMA. But again, the market sentiment, that's the biggest thing. Market sentiment for the past week has been bearish. Now, does this have to continue? No, not necessarily. But big tech is reporting earnings this week. We talked about it yesterday. If you guys didn't tune on in, again, we got Tesla reporting earnings tomorrow after the market closes. Subscribe to the channel because I plan to host a free live stream. Second, we have Meta reporting earnings on Wednesday. Subscribe because I plan to host a free live stream for that earning report. And then on Thursday, just a little heads up for those that are a little bit newer. Thursday is for big tech. That's Microsoft and Google. Alphabet, the mother company, the parent company, reports earnings on Thursday after the market closes. Normally, big tech, the biggest companies, tend to report after the market closes on Thursday. And that's exactly what we have in store this week. But the thing that we have to understand is that a lot of these companies have either been announcing layoffs or lower than expected guidance. And this is what I'm excited to see, because let's not pretend like no one knows what's going to happen. We don't know if the market is going to continue to sell off. Like when I look at the NASDAQ market, I mean, I can make an assumption based off of previous patterns of like, hey, it wouldn't be a bad idea that if NASDAQ market pulls on back to the moving average on the day chart, great, I can potentially buy into that dip, right? But other than that, there's really no way that I can judge that. All we really have to wait for is wait for these earning reports to come out and wait for the market to digest those earning reports. Because we all know that if big tech begins to sell off, then so will the NASDAQ market. And if the NASDAQ market begins to sell off, it will bring down the rest of big tech and smaller tech with it. So as of right now, market sentiment is bearish. We're going right back down to retest previous lows. I mean, even Tesla. Tesla, again, this is the one that I want to make a video about it. You guys let me know based off of market expectation. Again, because this thing reports earnings tomorrow after the market closes. This thing gapped up, and my LPP team asked me one question. What is one stock that I would consider trading today that is bullish right now? Because I talked about, I think the market's going to sell off because that's what the market sentiment has been for the past week. So although the market tried to run up, I viewed it as a bull trap. A bull trap is pretty much like a fake out where it gets a lot of bulls excited. They buy into the hype and then it just traps them because it ends up selling off. And I talked about Tesla. Tesla has just been going through a really bad rut. A lot of selling pressure all of 2024, lower highs, lower lows. So it wouldn't have surprised me that, again, it ended up getting rejected. It broke below EMA. It's a textbook reversal. Ended up breaking below EMA, breaking below moving average, and coming back right back down to previous lows. That was a 3.5% move, if I'm not mistaken. 3.13, and it's going back to test that moving average. Market's a little bit choppy today because I feel like it's still waiting for big tech to report earnings. But again, Tesla does not have the best guidance for Q1 of 2024. I don't know if you guys remember, but they announced, what was it? It was lower than expected deliveries for Q1 of 2024. And then Tesla ended up selling off that day. So I think its guidance is going to be lower for 2024. I think with the layoffs that they announced, they're expecting to slow down. And I think that's just another reason why they justified their layoffs. I think that we might see a lot of this, for the rest of big tech as well, right? Especially as we enter this presidential election year with all the craziness that is happening within just our presidential election, with everything that's happening overseas. There's no reason for you to put yourself in a stressful situation. I think one of the best things that we can do is simply wait. NASDAQ market has pulled back enough that if markets do begin to recover and we begin to see that being reflected with big tech, then great, we can buy into the dip and begin to recover. But if things look like they're getting worse before they get better, then guess what? Who cares? Let it sell off. That means that you're going to get it for a better deal. And why isn't that something that you get excited for? Stop feeling like you have to trade every day or every week, especially if you're someone that's just getting into this. Focus on quality over quantity. And again, make sure that your criteria is met. and never be afraid to lock in profit. So I appreciate your time. I hope that we're into thumbs up. Again, very excited for Tesla to report earnings tomorrow. And you guys let me know down in the comment section what you think is going to happen. Again, if you want to tune on into my live session tomorrow right at market open, I trade live every single morning right at market open, and it's the second link in the description down below if you want that 50% off discount. Appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.